people are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, like just because of one single game. And just looking at that, like, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me, too, and I want y'all to realize that.
Angel Reese said that people watch women's basketball because of her. Yet just 6,300 people attended the Chicago Sky's game at LSU, which isn't even half full of the arena's 13,000 seats. In the meantime, Caitlin Clark's preseason game sold out in a matter of minutes. Angel doesn't want you to view the photos that we have. There are empty seats everywhere, despite the $15 price of the tickets. The figures reveal a completely different picture than when she said she was attracting attention to the game.
I think it's time to finally, end the argument. End the argument that there is any sort of, other needle mover that is even remotely close to Caitlin Clark in the WNBA.
Let's examine why this reality check may be more painful than any hurdle Angel Reese has ever faced.
They didn't open the upper bowl. They did not open the upper bowl, and the lower bowl was half empty.
That's correct. Additionally, those photos from Angel Reese's significant LSU homecoming game, they tell a tale, believe me, and are currently widely shared on social media. Angel is most definitely not interested in going out. This was meant to be her victorious comeback. Returning to her hometown, where she won a title and became a household name, is the Chicago Sky rookie. You would assume that when their champion returned, the arena would be crowded.
The Chicago Sky go into LSU, the home court of Angel Reese. Man, it's going to be lit. It's going to be lit.
When game day finally came, an unexpected thing happened. Only 6,300 fans turned up to see Angel Reese perform, and the 13,000-seat arena wasn't even half filled. More than 6,700 chairs are vacant and gazing back at the cameras. There are more vacant seats than occupied ones. The photos taken inside the arena are quite embarrassing. These expansive areas are absolutely empty, as you can see. The upper bowl was shut down since there weren't enough spectators to warrant their opening.
In case you were wondering, I did do the math. How many seats were actually left last night? Over 6,800. In a 13,000 capacity arena, there was over 6,800 seats still available. And some people were saying, by the way, that literally there were some $15 tickets out there.
The fact that tickets were available for as little as $15, basically the cost of a fast food dinner these days, makes this situation even more absurd. For the cost of a beer, fries, and a burger, you could have seen a WNBA player who never stops telling people how vital she is to women's basketball, but still not enough people showed up to watch. Let's examine how terrible this actually was. They couldn't even reach that low bar. They needed 67 spectators to fill the arena to 50% full. They failed to fill half the building with roughly 300 people, which is not only disappointing but also extremely embarrassing for someone who talks as much as Angel about her influence on the game.
It was at under 50% capacity. And obviously, look, the area of the crowd where the TV cameras are being shown was full. But it was under 50% capacity. There's no one in the upper bowl, and it's half empty the other one, which is not ideal.
Throughout the show, did you note how the camera shots consistently used these extremely tight angles? This is because they were attempting to conceal the arena's empty area, but social media revealed the truth. People were sharing photos online that demonstrated how deserted that location was. When thousands of seats are empty, it is impossible to conceal the fact.
Nobody showed up to this sucker. Nobody. Let me just blow this. Look at that. I noticed it right off the bat. Look, number one, look at all the purple seats down here in this lower bowl section. And then the entire top bowl, forget about it. Forget about it.
This doesn't seem like a big deal. You may be thinking, but this is where things start to get interesting. Angel hasn't stopped talking about how she attracts supporters to women's basketball. She keeps talking about how she's expanding the game and attracting more viewers, but these empty seats reveal something quite different from what she's been saying. The images are truthful. They demonstrate just how many people genuinely care enough to go.
There wasn't anybody there. This was half, it wasn't even half.
The actual amount of people that attended Angel's homecoming game demonstrates that she is not quite as popular as she says she is. A 13,000-seat arena with only 6,300 supporters is an absolute disgrace for someone who shouts so loudly about her influence. Compared to her undergraduate days, the environment was so dead. Compared to an ordinary LSU game, there was far less excitement, less energy, and fewer spectators. Despite the broadcast team's best efforts to conceal it, the silence of the location was evident.
Right here, this was last night's attendance. 6,373 fans showed up to watch Angel Reese and Haley Van Lith, and by the way, she did get a very good pop.
And keep in mind that this wasn't just any game for Angel. It was her homecoming, her return to the location where she won a title, gained notoriety, and should have the largest fan support. Where precisely can Angel refill seats if she is unable to do so in her own college stadium at LSU? What does it say about her true star power if those who witnessed her win a championship don't even bother to attend when she returns? The proof is directly in front of us. The images, movies, and vacant chairs all convey the same narrative. In the most painfully evident way conceivable, Angel Reese's homecoming game demonstrates that she is not the attraction she claims to be.
All those empty seats, folks. That is crazy as hell. I mean, empty, all that. Never mind all this. They could have put black tarps over it. Look at that. Look at that. Look, the WNBA still got problems. They got problems over and beyond one player. I don't know what they do about it.
Something entirely different was going on with the other rookie, who everyone was talking about. I'm referring to Caitlin Clark, while Angel Reese was performing for all those empty seats at LSU. You won't believe the difference in these two players' reactions from supporters. It's like day and night.
I'm making this video because at the end of the day, we're still seeing like all of this like stuff online about, oh, you know, there's so many needle movers, like Caitlin Clark is not the needle.
The attendance during Caitlin Clark's preseason game against the Indiana Fever wasn't just respectable. The turnout wasn't the only positive aspect. That game was entirely sold out. Fans who were eager to see her perform were crammed into every available seat. Everyone in the arena was crammed in anticipation of Caitlin Clark's performance on the court. Not a single seat is vacant. Do you notice the bizarre difference between these two inexperienced players? It's so evident that it's nearly painful. In her college city, where she won a championship only a year ago, one rookie is unable to even fill half an arena. Meanwhile, the other rookie is selling out venues everywhere she goes. People are genuinely enamored with Caitlin Clark. They are vying for her performance tickets. We are able to
finally stop. I think we can finally stop the arguments. We can stop the whole there's more than one needle mover as far as attendance goes as an individual. I do think there are teams that people show up to watch. Like, I think the Aces do a pretty decent job. I think the Liberty, in fairness to them, do a pretty decent job. But when we're talking about individuals, there's only one that people are going to go out and watch. And it's not Haley Van Lith, and it's most definitely not Angel Reese.
Angus, this is when things become even more bizarre. When tickets for Clark's preseason game at Carver Hawkeye Arena were on sale, they didn't sell out in days, not even in hours. In just 27 minutes, all of the tickets were gone, which is less than 30 minutes for each ticket to be bought. Individuals were scrambling to purchase the tickets as if their lives depended on it.
Not even 50% sold out is crazy. Carver Hawkeye sold out 15,000 in 27 minutes.
You are aware of the fact that fans are spending hundreds or even thousands of dollars on the secondary market to watch Caitlin Clark play in preseason games. Take a moment to consider that preseason games aren't even considered. These games aren't playoffs. People are paying a lot of money to watch her play, but these are essentially practice games rather than championship matches. Now contrast it with Angel's circumstances. Tickets for her show were available for as little as $15, but nobody was purchasing them even at that price. These days, that's less expensive than a movie ticket in most locations. You could have seen a WNBA preseason game with national champion Angel Reese for less money than the price of the newest Marvel film, and many would still have said no thanks.
I mean, when they would sell out, it was because the Indiana Fever came to town.
Fever has even begun booking matches at larger venues. The reason for this is that there is such a high demand to see Caitlin Clark play basketball that their usual location just cannot accommodate everyone who wants to go. They had to locate larger buildings. That is what a true star is defined as.
The needle is Caitlin Clark, and you can add realistically whatever you want. You can add Hailey Van Lith, who's a huge name. Like, say what you want about Hailey Van Lith, she is an absolutely massive name as far as the WNBA is concerned. So you can add her to the Chicago Sky, and her going back to LSU, albeit like Hailey Van Lith played 1 year at LSU and she was terrible. And it's going to be empty. It is going to be literally empty.
We must seriously consider the question raised by this stark disparity in fan interest, who is actually increasing the number of people watching women's basketball. The figures are honest. The sales of tickets don't lie. The crowded arenas tell the truth. While Angel Reese can't even fill half a gym with discounted tickets, Caitlin Clark is the only real needle mover in women's basketball right now, as evidenced by the attendance comparison. She sells out venues in minutes. The facts are what they are.
You just say, look, Angel has got a career as a content creator, as an influencer, Insta face.
And let me stop you there before you assume that this is all about college loyalty. There are basketball fans from all over the world who want to see Caitlin Clark play, and she is selling out WNBA stadiums where she has never performed before. Angel, who should have the most support, was unable to even fill her championship home court. The story is told by the numbers. The tale is revealed by the ticket sales. The contrast between crowded arenas and empty seats tells the tale. The other rookie is discovering that social media following do not always translate into actual fans and seats, while the first rookie is revolutionizing the game and attracting more fans than ever before. And whether Angel likes to acknowledge it or not, that is the situation as it is.
Well, people watch for Me Too argument as age bad, and that's an argument that I'm like, okay, yeah, it makes not entirely false, but like there are levels.
Recall the moment Angel Reese made a significant statement on why people follow women's basketball on the internet. Last season, Angel's suggestion that she was crucial to the game was widely shared on social media. Angel boldly declared to everyone, "The reason why we are watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too." She openly stated that she was a key factor in why people were watching women's basketball. Her exact words, not someone else's interpretation or something taken out of context, are what she said. Angel Reese stated exactly that, word by word. In essence, she was stating that she is equally crucial to the game's viewership as everyone else.
These fans are not basketball fans, and they are proving it. They proved it last night without a shadow of a doubt.
However, the hard data that is currently in front of us tells a very different tale than what Angel has been stating. She's been making statements about her influence on the sport, but those attendance numbers from her LSU homecoming game don't even come close to proving it.
Angel decided to come out, and she said, I'm going to play the victim. Or, well, the victim, yeah, and the villain. People are watching for me too. No, they're not.
Take a moment to consider it. Why wasn't Angel able to attract enough supporters to fill half of her home stadium during her major comeback if she is as popular as she says? This was no ordinary game. It was her return home. Even though she was returning to the location where she should have the most supporters, admirers, and eager spectators, half of the arena was still empty.
So everybody is watching for Angel 2. This arena has a capacity of 13,215 fans, In case you're wondering, in order to get that place half full, you need 6,607 fans to show up.
What's truly strange about this whole thing, when it came time to actually turn out and watch Angel play basketball, the millions of people who follow her on social media are presumably interested in what she says, does, and wears. However, they were nowhere to be seen. They seem to be more interested in her Instagram photos than in her real basketball games.
Narrative about people are watching for Me Too, people are showing up for Me Too, that narrative is, that's don't let anybody try to blow smoke up your ass.
The narrative and the numbers are completely at odds. There were only 6,300 spectators for Angel Reese's major homecoming game. That's approximately what you would anticipate from a college game during the regular season. It's not a professional homecoming for someone who says they're boosting the sport's overall viewership. Where were these new supporters of women's basketball when Angel returned to LSU, if she is indeed attracting them as she claims? There are considerable concerns regarding whether Angel is more of a social media personality than a basketball star given the discrepancy between her statements and the attendance data. Is she well known for being well known or for playing basketball? Since the evidence is beginning to go toward the latter rather than the former, her social media turmoil seems to pique people's interest more than her real basketball prowess.
People are furious about that they only moved the Fever games today. But I have to say, this is to be expected.
These attendance figures have totally undermined Angel Reese's earlier claim that the game will draw more people. No Instagram photo could ever adequately convey the message of the vacant seats. On social media, you may say whatever you want, but in person, attendance doesn't lie. Additionally, the attendance for Angel tells a completely different tale from the one she has been sharing.
It was empty. There were 6,000 people there, and the arena holds 14,000. It got less viewers than most LSU home games. Less people watched that than most LSU home games, and it was the homecoming game of arguably the best player for the Chicago Sky.
It appears that Angel Ree is not the game-changing celebrity she claims to be, but rather only a social media influencer dressed in a basketball uniform. Her web presence, brand partnerships, and following are all in her possession. The capacity to get crowds to see her play basketball, however, seems to be something she lacks.
It genuinely does seem like a lot of the Angel fans are fans of Angel as a celebrity rather than they're not even watching the games. Whatever about putting their money where their mouth is and going to the games, they're not even watching the games. Fans are traveling from all over the world to watch the Fever, and it just sums it all up. It does just sum it all up. There should be no comparison in impact with anyone not named Caitlin Clark, because we saw in Notre Dame that Arike going back and Paige playing, and it was, I think, the second least attended Notre Dame game in Notre Dame for women's basketball all year. So the Notre Dame team obviously gets more people.
The truth is now becoming public. She can't even fill half an arena in her college hometown, so all those boasts about attracting new fans to the sport seem rather phony. No number of social media posts can make up for the fact that Angel Reese's claims are being more strongly impacted by the reality of those empty seats at LSU than by any block or rebound she has ever made on the court.
Expected them to not sell out, but half, honestly, I thought, I'm not gonna lie, I thought they'd put 9 or 10,000 in. I didn't think they'd sell out, but I thought they'd put 9 or 10,000. This underperformed my already under targeted evaluation of the situation. It's nuts. It's nuts.
Take a look at those LSU photos. The vacant seats where Angel Reeves played her homecoming game are visible. Unable to conceal it, the fans simply failed to appear. That reveals everything about who is actually increasing the number of people watching women's basketball. While Caitlin Clark sells out arenas in a matter of minutes, ticket prices for her performances can reach hundreds of dollars. Angel is unable to sell enough $15 tickets to fill half of her home court. That's how much a burger and fries cost. In the competition to see who is truly making progress in women's basketball, the truth is staring us in the face. The answer was already provided by those vacant seats at LSU.